Hey everybody, it's Corin from iknituknot, and it has been a long time. Part of that has to do with the topic of our video today. That's apt, but part of it just has to do with the fact that I've been getting used to my new job at the yarn shop. I've been getting used to getting up and going to work and coming home tired and still trying to design and still trying to work on commissions, and a lot of stuff went to the wayside, and video making was one of them. But I am back, and we're going to try to get back onto a regular schedule. So here I am. So, what I wanted to talk about today is my design process and how it is impacted by the fact that I am neurodivergent. I've talked about this a little bit on the channel before. I've talked about it more on my Instagram and on my blog. I do deal with a lot of mental illnesses. I deal with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I am also autistic. And those things mixed together make it very, very hard to design things. Um, I love to design. I love to do it. I love playing with fiber and playing with texture and color and coming up with these new things that hopefully other people love too and want to make. But it's very hard when you have to fight your brain every step of the way. And so I wanted to talk about a few ways that that impacts me and a few ways that I try to fight it and ways that I could be doing better. So, I'm not going to be getting into an entire psychology lesson or discussion, but the number one thing that all of this depression and anxiety and my autism impacts is my executive functioning. And those are basically a set of skills like planning and organization and memory and emotional regulation, things that help you set goals and reach them. And one thing in particular that really got screwed up for me when rolling the dice on how well I could work these skills was task initiation. I'm horrible at it. I'm horrible at it. It's basically how well you can get started without procrastinating on a task, whether you want to do the task or not. And let me get this straight, I love to do this stuff. This is something I love to do. It takes an army to get me to do this stuff sometimes. This headband took me about 4 days to finish, when in all honesty, it should have taken me one or two because I couldn't get started. I would sit there and I would look at the needles and I would look at the yarn and I would think to myself, I want to get this done. I want to be knitting. I want the feeling of the yarn in my hands. And I just could not do it. And that's really hard. That's a really hard thing to deal with when you want to do something so badly and your brain is fighting you every step of the way. It's kind of demoralizing that something you love could be held at arm's reach by nothing more than what you were born with up here. The other things I struggle with are planning and organization. And that definitely comes to a head when you look at how many designs I've started compared to how many I've finished. I have a notebook where I start all of my ideas, where I scribble down everything that, I sit bolt upright in the middle of the night going, oh my God, I have this great idea. I need to get this done. And I scribble it down and I think it's going to be the greatest thing ever, and it's lucky if it makes it to a swatch. I don't have a system, and I know I need one. And just because I know I need one does not make me actually make one. I need a life coach, y'all. I need a life coach. I need someone to tell me how to do all of this because I have so many ideas and some of them might actually be good. And I need a way to get them out into the world in a timely fashion. By the way, that notebook is an absolute mess. There's absolutely no organization to it at all. If you look in it, you'll never be able to tell which project goes to which page. They're all kind of mixed up and jumbled up together. It is an accurate representation of my brain. Sometimes it makes sense to me. Most of the time, I need the help of my Google Drive, Google Docs, something to make sense of it all. And that's the most organization I ever get. I also struggle a lot with focus, with sitting down, and once I actually get past the task initiation part of everything, actually working and actually staying working for an extended period of time. And we're not talking extended like when I did that knitting for charity for 12 hours. We're talking 30 minutes straight. It's really hard for me to sit and work for 30 minutes straight because my brain goes, okay, we've done 10 stitches. It's time to do something else. And usually something else is just like scrolling Instagram. And I'm trying so hard to tell my brain, hey, we have to do our work now. We have to do this commission. We have to do this design. And my brain is just like, la 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 la, let's go do anything else. I need to get my brain under control. It is very hard for me to focus for any period of time. Even sitting and doing this video, there is a computer off to my side, and I want so badly to look over at it and see what is happening. And really all that's happening is it's recording my voice, and there is pretty little graphics saying that it's recording my voice. And I want so badly to look at it because I cannot focus on one thing, which is looking into the camera and talking to you. By the way, I have been tested for ADHD. Apparently don't have it. Apparently this is just a thing that my brain does, which I don't know how I would function if I had ADHD. So, all the more power to those of you that do. I don't know how we get through this world, but we'll get through it together. Now, one thing that does help in my neurodivergentness is hyperfixations. Yarn has been a hyperfixation for me for years. I have been borderline, not even borderline, obsessed with it since I figured out how to crochet. And there have been times, say when I was working on finishing the Calamity shawl for the first time, I'm working on it again, which is why I say for the first time, when I would sit down and my brain would just go, let's go. We got to get this done. We can't work on anything else. We can't look at anything else. We can't eat. We can't drink. We can't have fulfilling relationships with other people. We just have to knit. And then I finish 80 rows of a shawl in 3 days, which is really fast for me because I don't knit nearly as fast as I crochet. I don't want to make it sound like it's all doom and gloom and like it doesn't help me sometimes. It does help sometimes, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, I would trade the depression. But the rest of it, the autism, being autistic is a gift at times, and it makes me me. I wouldn't be the wonderful Corin you know and love without it. But I need to learn to work past what society deems deficits, the things that do frustrate me, and the things that I need to do to become the designer that I want to be. I need to work on being who I want to be, being what I want to be. So that's my goal. I think that's a pretty good goal to start with. I think doing things like setting time limits of, okay, I'm going to work for an hour and I'm not going to do anything else until I do. Setting limits as in, I'm going to start at exactly 5 o'clock. And none of this, oh, look, it's 5:02. Guess I missed my time. Guess I have to start later. None of that. 5:02. Guess I'm a little late. Still got to start. We're not falling for any of those little brain tricks that our brains like to try. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments for me. If you have any ways that you have tricked your brains into working and into being functional adult brains that I just never learned, go ahead and leave them for me because I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. This stuff is hard. It's hard. Um, yeah. But until then, I'm going to keep working on my commissions that I have been working on for months because, again, I just can't get started. I do have a couple of designs in the works, a few that I have started and just need to actually make. And then, go through like the testing process and the tech editing process and the photography process and all of that. There's stuff in the works. And I need to be okay with how slowly it's going through the works. But also, I need to get my stuff together and just work. I just need to work at this. Because in the end, I can't be a designer if I don't design. So, yeah, thank you for letting me ramble about my brain for a little while. I know it wasn't a focused discussion, but honestly, who thought it would be coming from me? If you thought you were getting a focused discussion on anything coming from me, like, sorry. Sorry. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being here and for your support. And go find me on Instagram because that's where I'm having all my fun these days. That's where I am when I'm not designing. Just making stupid little reels. Because they're like 15 seconds long. I can do 15 seconds. Go follow me there. Okay? Love you all. Bye.